Okay, so this is reaction to comments on my car YouTube channel. So this from Aurelius. He said, "Very good, my friend. Thanks a lot. Greeting from France." Okay, I think that's video I did on my Z9 Facility 607. This is from Joseph William. He said, "Please, why is my Peugeot car 607 giving me issues while driving it? We just off by itself in the middle of the road. Please, I need help." Um, uh, I was assumed as the electrical issue for a car to stall. So that's a symptom of what you are describing, stalling. That's STALL. A car to stall. That's start the car engine is running. All of a sudden it will go up by itself. Either while you're in motion or the car is stationary. It could be a lot of things. Number one, it could be uh, engine speed sensor or crankshaft position sensor or RPM sensor issue. Uh, the one Nigerians locally call starting sensor. It could also be the connection to that sensor that could be the problem. So you need to scan the engine ECU to know what is showing. Um, if that is the issue. If that is the issue, most times it will show that. Or normally, if I were the person, I'll disconnect it, check the connector. If the connector has been changed, check where they join those wires together to be sure it hasn't corroded. But once it corrodes, yeah, it will start losing contact sometimes, which some also could do or give symptom of hard start. Or the sensor itself can partially be faulty. The other things that could cause that, low fuel pressure can do it. Um, if the pressure is not that high or up to 50 psi, yeah, when you stop accelerating, it might drop too low that the car will go up. What else? I'm trying to. I saw anyway. He didn't mention the engine in the car, so could be anything. I don't know. It has to be properly diagnosed. It could also be an abuse on the system, so I wouldn't know. It could be maybe there's a wrong connection somewhere, or maybe, for example, if it's VCs, the misfire shouldn't make a car to stall. If engine is misfire, as well as even VCs, 3 cylinders can run that VC's engine, ES9J4S or ES9A in Peugeot 607. They can start and run the engine. Of course, it will be very hard to move, but engine will still run. So the only thing might not be able to handle stuff like AC, because 3 cylinders would definitely decrease the engine power that much. It could also be your transmission. Transmission can make a car to stall as well. So have it properly diagnosed, not just scanning, but start with scan anyway. Depending, sometimes there are some vehicles I will see personally. If you bring to me, I open the engine bed. The way I will see it, I won't even bother scanning first, because there are some things you could see that oh no, this has to be the cause or has to be sorted out first before I even bother about scanning. So it all depends. I'm talking electrically now. It could even be mechanical. So I'll start from there. So it's not there's no specific thing that can cause it. Okay. So this one is Chooks. That's what he wrote there. He said, you don't even know what you are doing. You always claim you knows it all about Pojo. Another annoying thing is that you talk too much. I don't even want to bother responding to you in the same kind. So he did a comment concerning engine ECU that someone sold to me, which was bad kit, which was intentional. So the kit was sold to a middleman. So I made the purchase to a middleman, and the middleman says the seller said it has been tested, everything was working fine, nothing is wrong with it. So that is the direct Tokumbo, is in good condition, blah 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 blah. So I paid for it. How much? 90,000. Spent 18,000 to send it to Abuja for me to pick it up. That's both the all the cost, what it took me to do the delivery from Lagos. Then only for me to plug it in. Number one, it showed that the BSI unit was not for the engine ECU. They are two different. They were joined together from two different vehicles. Number three, the BSI unit did not recognize the key. So meaning, on normal circumstances, there's nothing you can do to make that car to start with that key and the BSI unit. So either the key is damaged, number one, or number two, they put a wrong key. Number three, they demobilize the engine ECU. So in other words, it's possible that the engine ECU is not what they call free code. So once you do that free code, it means even if the key does not recognize it, maybe you could crank it to start. But because there are other things sometimes you have to do for the free code to work. So I didn't even care to go and do those things. I'm not explaining to the person that made this comment. I'm explaining to other people who probably may not, because it shows this person is ignorant. Technically, he's very ignorant. So he doesn't, before you challenge somebody, you need to also have at least basic knowledge before you start making yourself a fool of yourself. So, because I made it very clear when I ordered this part, see, I do not want any form of demobilized ECU. I want the direct kit. If not, I wouldn't have gone for complete kit, because not as if anything was wrong with the current key in the car, the current BSI in the car. It was just the engine ECU that was faulty. So I do not want that this thing. Otherwise, the option, I can do it here in Abuja. I just want that complete kit. So I didn't want to. Immediately it showed that the BSI unit was from 407 with 1.8 EW7 J4 engine. If you watch the video, look at the title of this. When you look at the title of the video, which I say, he intentionally sold bad engine ECU kit to me, Peugeot 407 EW10A. So, so if you actually watch the video, you'll see where I showed on the video the VIN on the BSI unit that was sold to me. And that VIN showed it was estate. That's what we usually call here station wagon. 407 estate with EW7 J4 engine. That's 1.8 liter and obviously manual. So that was the BSI. So, and then the ECU was actually 2.0, which EW10A. So so I was like, meaning that someone paired the two, or someone demobilized the ECU so that I can work with the BSI from another vehicle. So in that case, you probably don't even need to bother to pair the key or put the normal key. Anything that can turn the engine BSI into start the vehicle. So anyway, they will probably, or maybe the pairing was properly done between the BSI and the ECU. Unfortunately, the person put a wrong key, or the key was bad and they sent it like that. Because once BSI does not recognize the key, it's pointless. And in this case, there's nothing. It's not as if, oh, okay, go and search for the access code so that you can reprogram or get another key. But come on, I ordered the complete kit. I don't know why should I go and start to go through all this process. Maybe take it to where they will open up the BSI and to gain access to the access code, or seek for. I don't have that time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered ordering for a kit. So I've sent it back, and that's not. This person is saying, you don't know what you are doing, this and that. Please explain to me, you, as ignorant as you are, explain how wrong what I just explained is, if you have any technical knowledge at all about modern Peugeot cars. Because obviously, Like I said, I don't want to reply in kind. Just that you made a fool of yourself. Now, as for, I don't recall ever saying I know it all when it comes to Peugeot. I review other people's, people who have been following me will tell you, there are some people I do recommend. I say, oh, I do not know this. Even in my terms and conditions on certain things, you always see how I say, oh, anything automatic? Nope. I have the basic knowledge, but I'm not an expert on this. Even when sometimes when it comes to repairing car, I say, oh, this car has an AC issue. I take it to AC technician, hey, them understand it better. Yeah, I have basic knowledge, but it doesn't make me an expert on the car ACs. So I don't know which video or how you came about that I say I know it all on Peugeot. I even some of my articles I always say, oh, I have a friend in so and so country that I discover. Oh, I know this friend when it comes to stuff like this. He's a wizard. I'm not even close to his knowledge on Peugeot. So I don't know what you're talking about. Even here in Nigeria, there are some issues that will come up, which I also post in the video. I will engage somebody. I say, hey, no, let me engage this technician. Maybe it's an electrical issue that he has better knowledge on that. Like I said, you really made fool of yourself in this your comment. Now, the last thing he said, and he said another thing that I talked too much. Let me explain to you. Since 2010, that's when I started talking too much online concerning Peugeot cars. In fact, I actually started off generally on cars, but mostly on Peugeot. I've been doing that for years. I set up almost every group you can think of for forum concerning cars. Talking too much until I now realized, even opened groups like community, WhatsApp, and other social media platforms. Only for me to realize that I've been doing these things for free. But guess what? Now I'm making money talking too much. So for you to have watched this video and made this comment, I made money for you talking too much. So talking too much actually makes money for me. So you're lost. So moving on. This person said, are you bro? He said, bro, I'm sorry, but your voice is funny. Yeah, probably funny. I'm not gonna dispute that. The only thing I always tell people is, you see, before you make a mockery of anybody, I will tell you this. You see this your body you are looking at. Maybe you look at you, you are very tall, you are this, everything about your body is okay, everything. Before you turn to somebody else and say, this person is not good enough, tell I'm better than the person. He made me laugh at him, make me make caricature of the person. You are not sure that you may go out that day and come back and your body still be intact. Trust me. I've lived long enough to know that some things you just shut your mouth. Because your mouth, you see this your tongue, it can bring calamity. It can bring destruction in your life for the rest of your life. You'll be regretting it. Why did I bring this up? Because one thing about life is there are certain energy you put out through your tongue. For those Christians, you understand what I mean. You know what your Bible says. Your words or whatever, your faith can move mouth or your word. There are things you could use your mouth. It will bring certain energy or destruction to your life. So don't think that this your hand may continue to be intact when you criticize maybe somebody who has handicapped or something, and you think that nothing's gonna happen. Well, I'm not saying it will happen to you, but just be very careful. I don't know how old you are, but before you make mockery or try to make caricature of somebody, maybe he has an issue, maybe something. I don't need to go further, but if you're not done, you should understand what I mean. You look at yourself and say, I'm better than this person. He. When you woke up one morning in the hospital, maybe you had an accident somewhere, your two legs have to be cut off, your two hands have to be cut off, or you have to be bedridden, or you stay in bed for the rest of your life because of your mouth. No, I don't know. Or because of, the energy you put out. You brought it upon yourself. Just know that. So like I say, you most likely you are too young. So keep doing what you are doing. But when that time comes, I don't know. Maybe it will never come. But don't always tell people there are certain things you do. Be old enough to live with the consequences. Don't start looking for who to seek for forgiveness from, because I don't even care about any of that. You whatever you deserve, you will get it. So that's all I'll say. But I advise you, be very careful. Like I say, you seem to be too young to even understand this life. So be careful things you say, because you don't know what is on your way coming. By saying those things could be worse than the person you are making mockery of. Be very careful. Like I said, I've linked love. You see, this my voice. I wasn't born with it. Maybe it was something I said or did when I was much younger that brought this. So be very careful. I'm telling you, if not for anything that you've ever gained in this my YouTube channel, let this be the first one you should be able to learn. Otherwise, hey, carry on. That's all. Moving on. Let's see. No, I hardly have time for responding to my comments or comments on my YouTube. So this is from, is this Sequa something? Let me read. Please, my Peugeot 307 2002 fuel consumption is too high. I just recently changed the fuel pump. What are the possible issues causing this? Sir, in Peugeot 307, I'm based in Lagos. You say consumption too high, 2002. Didn't mention the engine. Well, number one, I don't know the. You say you change your fuel pump. Changing fuel pump doesn't make your car consume less fuel, so I don't know. Let's focus on the fuel pressure first. Yeah, fuel pressure can increase high fuel consumption if the pressure is too low. Then also there are other components that made up fuel delivery from the tank to the engine of fuel injection system powered vehicle, which could also cause this high fuel consumption, like the fuel pressure regulator, fuel filter, blockage on the fuel line. It could be anything. Fuel injectors, dirty fuel injectors or bad fuel injector coils or leakage somewhere. Like I say, it can be anything. So it has to be properly diagnosed. I'm talking about the fuel pressure, to be sure that at least the only way to actually confirm, aside the injector, but the fuel delivery for the tank to the engine, is to use fuel pressure tester or fuel pressure gauge. At least if it gives you 50 psi and maintain the 50 psi even when you switch off the car, at least at least up to 10 minutes before it drops less than 40. Then yeah, the pressure is okay, the fuel pressure regulator is okay. But if you switch off the engine, it goes back to zero. It doesn't matter how new the fuel pump is, your fuel pressure regulator or that fuel pump case can actually affect it. But that comes with a different another symptom, which is hard start. You tend to have hard start sometimes. High fuel consumption can be caused by anything. Scan the vehicle. From there, you know where to start. Some are actually physical, not necessarily electronic or electrical, or caused by electrical issue. It could be that you bypass, for example, you bypass your AC connection from factory. Yeah, that will increase your fuel consumption because ECU is no longer managing the engine properly, since it doesn't sense the load you added on it using via the AC button or switch. What else? Or you put let's see, at least the AC aside. Your tires, if you put a tire that is too big for the engine to handle, yeah, it will increase its consumption. Or the rim, if it's too heavy for the engine, to increase the consumption. If your tire pressure is too low, yeah, it will increase the production. If any of your wheels is having brake binding issue, it will increase the fuel consumption. If your cooling system have been abused, all this I'm saying are most mechanical. If your cooling system has abused, Well, okay, partly electrical in this case as abused, but mechanically the engine will be running too cold most of the time. So in that case, the colder your engine coolant temperature, the higher the fuel consumption. So you need to let it come up by put the system back to factory, the cooling system, so that it comes up as quickly as possible and maintain the temperature at least 9, depending on engine model. You say 307. 307 is expected to be, once the engine is hot, stay at 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. It could be anything. In fact, like I said, have it properly diagnosed. But at least you have the idea now. Some of these mechanical ones are pointed. You can actually check them by yourself, like brake binding. Brake binding, it can easily be checked by start the vehicle when it's cold or not too cold, whatever. Drive it for like 20 minutes, park the car, use your palms, your fingers, go and touch all the wheels. Don't touch the disc or the brake drum. No, the rim. If the rim is alloy rim, better. If you steel wheel, you have to find a way with your fingers to get to the steel wheel behind the wheel cover, if you have wheel cover on it, so that anyone that feels hotter, you know. If all of them feels unnecessarily too hot, then it means the problem is coming from your master brakes uh, brake master cylinder. Brake master cylinder can also cause that, depending on the model. Okay, 307. Now 307, another thing that can cause it is your ABS block, just like 407. Sometimes they will fail, and the ABS block will fail and lock one of the wheels, so that if you press it, the fluid doesn't return. So it will be applying brake constantly by itself. So in that case, yeah, scan the vehicle, might show you, it might tell you why, if it's the ABS. There's so many things that can increase fuel consumption. People always focus on, oh, oxygen sensor. Come on, that's not always the case. It can, but like I said, it's not always the cause of high fuel consumption, like MAP sensor, even vacuum leak. Cylinder head, if it's if it's air is passing through it, it will increase the consumption. So many things. Have the car properly diagnosed, not just electrically or electronically. Okay. In Lagos, I don't know who to recommend for you in Lagos. So, this from Meiji. He said he's actually active member of the or subscriber to the channel. He says sometimes I don't understand that 406 AC. Sometimes I don't understand that 406 AC chilling. Is it that the compressor is really good, strong? If so, one might convert other cars to 406 compressor. Yeah, a lot of people use their 406 compressor and convert to different models, different brand of cars. I'm talking of Toyota, Mercedes. Seriously speaking, I'm not even. In fact, 406 compressor in the taken as far back as maybe 2018 or so. We used to buy it 10,000 naira. That time, the other brand of cars or models of cars have not discovered 406 compressor. Usually, people put it in 407, which most times don't even make any difference, because 407 compressor, no, 407 AC system is not always the compressor that determines how cold the weather, no, how cold or how cold the AC will chill. It's not always. Most times, usually the expansion valve that causes the car sometimes to cool, sometimes it won't cool, or won't cool as good as it should. Then also that solenoid attached on the compressor in 407 T6, I think T6 307 has that kind of setup. I don't remember correctly, but I think it does. But the thing is, even if you put 406 compressor in 407, trust me, you won't get any change the way it cools, especially as long as your evaporator is bad or faulty. It will continue to give you the same chilling. The only thing is, if the solenoid on your 407 compressor is bad, started acting up, at least you will no longer get that sometimes you cool, sometimes it won't cool. it will be constant. But if the issue was that before you change it, it wasn't chilling very cold, it still remain the same. However, expansion valve can do that too. Sometimes it won't chill well, sometimes it will chill. So 407 compressor is, no, AC system is more complex. So, but the point is, see, 406, no, no, they are AC. It's not just a compressor. It's just, it has the same system, or not identical, but almost close to that of 505 AC. 505, 504, they are more direct, and that's, see, if you drive a 505, I'm telling you, as someone that owns two Peugeot 505, their AC chills like, I don't know. Man, no, that's one of the things you enjoy driving such older Peugeot cars. 504, 505, their AC is very good, as in chills very well. They hardly have some of these. Worst case, usually the leakage that causes it, unlike the modern ones that have so many other electronics that works with or that makes up the AC system, that heating and ventilation system, if we go that route. So this was 505 actually has the facilitator model, my model, the two of mine. They have that, what is it called? Um, Trying to remember this name, you know. So, like my V6 home, the blower doesn't shut off. It stays on permanently. Once you switch on ignition, not even start the car, it comes up. So the only way to now regulate it. So in other words, they made it in such a way that the windows must stay up. If it goes down, it becomes a waste. So, meaning they have option. Put on heater, use only the blower, that's external air coming in, without putting heater or putting on compressor, or you put on the compressor. So in that case, why do you need to bring your windows down? That's what I do. I don't tell people. Sometimes early in the morning, I don't put on AC as long as weather is not that, you don't get mist on your windows, everything. Because the coldness of air outside is enough to chill you inside as well. Not necessarily as cold as the AC will do. But as long as it's giving, maybe let's assume it's 24 degrees Celsius, the ambient temperature. Why do you need AC? It makes no sense. As long as it's not raining, there's no form of mist inside, don't need AC. Just run with your blower. It brings in that fresh air, same fresh air, keep you. I'll give you an example. Most times when I'm traveling, I'm doing a long journey, that'll take hours. I'm talking about 5 hours and above. And for example, I'm driving and I'll have to pass Lokoja, which is about, I don't know right now, but last time I did it, you're looking at about 2 to 3 hours because of the nature of the road. I don't actually, if I, let's say I leave around 5 a.m., I set off around 8 a.m. By the time I'll put on the AC, will actually be almost a few kilometers to Lokoja. So the whole of 2 hours to 3 hours, I will probably did it without putting on the AC. But the windows are up. The blower will just be doing his work. I don't need it. Don't need to. Who are you showing off for? Burn additional fuel just because of what? Um, so that's it for the 505. So the point is 406 AC is very good. It's one of the best Peugeot I've ever made. Well, it's not always only 406, because remember 406 was I'm talking of D9 now, not D8. So D9 406, which started in 99 till ended in 2004, though it continued in Nigeria and some other countries. But all the cars, especially Peugeot cars, or most of Peugeot cars that were produced alongside with 406, like 206, 406, ZS607, the IC is also that good. Just like A406 only, just, I don't know. I'm not saying the other ones are, A406 is better than these other cars I mentioned, but man, it just, well, maybe because it's not that it's more common than 206, but it's always that we always use that one to as a standard. If we want to compare not just Peugeot, other ACs to to that is as good. That is good. You always do it with 406, even though other ones will serve the same, like 206, Z8, 406. No, if you have not used 406, that the AC system is good, I don't think you understand. Very durable, hardly fails. You know, but you called. I did work on my. After 20 years, my own now failed sometime this year. So do the calculation. So yeah, that's like 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. No issue until this year, and in fact, some of the things I changed we are not even meant to be replaced. I wish I regretted. I shouldn't have bothered touching them. But like I said, I'm not an expert on the AC, so I listened to an expert, but it was a wrong diagnosis. So I changed those pipes. It wasn't from there. It was just a 600 naira part valve. AC valve, that place where you put gas into the system. From that valve was leaking. Unfortunately, the coil eventually packed up. The AC coil packed up. Which, remember I mentioned, it burnt. I found out that the fuse was burnt. So I think it was the coil that was. In fact, that was even made the AC to stop working initially. Not even only that leak. So I put the fuse. It got burnt like 2 times. Eventually, the this thing gave up. What's it called? The coil, AC coil gave up. So I've done the test. Luckily, my this thing is still okay. The BSI and everything. So the command is actually going towards the compressor. The BSI send command to the compressor, except that coil is not doing anything anymore. So yeah, that's the thing. So that's why 406 AC is good, very good. I mean, man. Okay. This is from Obisha. This one is also an active subscriber on my channel. It said 406 V6 can reach 250 kilometers per hour. Well, yeah, maybe. Of course, I haven't tested to know if it reach or not. I think it was the comment is about the tires. Video I made concerning the tires, speed ratings. So tires cannot can't achieve or get to certain kilometer without exploding. So you have to be careful when you're buying tires. Know the limit that tire can do. If you're not a speed person, then you don't need to worry yourself. But there are some you just have to avoid, especially on Nigerian roads. Usually get such tires when you are buying falling used tires, what we call tokumbo, or Nigerian used tires anyway. So some tires will be very dangerous for you to exceed 100 kilometers with, no matter how new they are. They are not meant for that kind of speed. Above 100 or above 120, be very careful. Otherwise, you may not survive. What will happen? The same person which I said ZR is over 300 kilometers. Okay, that's the speed rating of the tires. Say T was 180. V means the top speed 240. Okay. Try to find any other thing to comment on. I think I responded to some of those things. This Osajefo. I observed something, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but the 206, you don't need to bring down the whole engine to change or work on the gasket. I believe you are referring to engine cylinder head gasket, which we popularly call top gasket, as local long name will give it. I'm not sure. I can't think of any Peugeot car that you need to remove the engine to change head gasket. I don't think. Even the V6 that is very massive and occupy the entire engine bay space, you don't need to remove the engine. Yeah, if you have of course, usually, ideally, it's better to remove it so that you have enough space and everything. But that will require extra work, especially you may start the work and will not complete it that day, so the engine will not be exposed off the vehicle. It all depends. So, but of course, if you have the right garage tools, everything, you have to pull, but understand that once you are pulling engines, especially that some things may break, especially if they are pulling it out for the first time since they produce the car. Some bolts might not loosen easily, so you may have to break. Something might happen. Some issues might be introduced, which there won't be need for that to happen. So cylinder head, just remove it off the engine bay, do your thing, put it back. But off the vehicle, when you pull out the entire vehicle, it will give you more space to inspect other part of the surrounding, the engine block, everywhere. It's just better. That's my point. It just requires a lot of work to do that. Removing the engine and putting it back to change the head gasket might take you more than a day job. That's the truth, depending on engine model and the rest. So it's not just 206. Every other car, Peugeot at least, there are some engines that probably I'm not talking about Peugeot now, that they are so big that that's the only way. Like V8, some V6 as well. You may just have to remove the cylinder, remove the engine. You know. He said the same person said, how do you know? Cope? How do you know cope with putting your legs on traffic for 4 hours? That's the wahala. Is he referring to? Okay, manual. How do you cope? I think that's okay. That's what not. How do you cope with putting your legs on traffic for 4 hours? That's wahala. The truth is, I think, have I done video? No, I think I've done the written articles. People always compare that the clutch will be very heavy on the on your leg. If it's heavy, then it's faulty. You see that my second 505, the one, the white one. When the car came, I knew the clutch kit was weak, because number one, it was vibrating from stationary when you are moving up. Then the pedal, it wasn't that necessarily heavy, but it was start getting there. It wasn't no longer that soft, but it's not too bad to drive. So when I now rebuilt the engine, I bought a new clutch kit, complete. The release bearing, the friction plate, the pressure plate, LUK brand, mounted it. See, now, if you're not, I won't say two fingers, you can use your left hand effortlessly depress the clutch pedal, not to think of leg. Yes, you understand what I mean? So, you even know that you are depressing it down. As you are touching it, it's going down. So this idea, when you put it's because people, number one, people don't know how to drive manual. Their legs always engage on the clutch pedal. Why wouldn't you have problem with that? You only pull your leg and press it down, so that the only way you need to change gear. In that case, you just normal exercise. You're lifting your leg up and down. Once you engage the gear, it moves. You move your leg again, drop it on the floor, until you need to change the gear again before you do, or you need to stop the vehicle or apply brake on the depending on the vehicle speed. Sometimes just you want to apply brake doesn't necessarily mean you must also apply clutch at the same time. So it all depends on intention, what you want to do, whether I want to stop abruptly, or you want to just reduce your speed a little just for somebody to pass before you continue, stuff like that. So, if let me tell you, people that live in Abuja will tell you Abuja is not like Abuja is very. You have heavy traffic here too. How come I don't suffer it? Because those who watch my video, you could tell when I converted my V6 coupe from automatic to manual. The clutch dealt with me, because all the two, I bought about 4 or 5 clutches, different kit. I couldn't see new ones. So I just buy used one, put this one worse. I'll buy another one, put worse. Put another one. There was one I now put. It was so soft that, man, I was like, so V6 clutch can be this soft. Unfortunately, that one has eaten up badly. So every small thing, if I kept pulling out, the release bearing couldn't stay on the pressure plate because it started really warm badly. But man, I don't think none of my V6 car was as soft as that particular one. I had to buy another. So it's about how good your clutch kits are or is, if I'm to go, to be correct. How good is the kit is. If it's bad, if it's become weak, then do something about it. Otherwise, don't complain. So when you start to drive the car uncomfortable on traffic, knowing that it's very hard to depress. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So even as far back as 1980 something, clutch are actually soft. We are soft. Compared to the modern cars that will be even supposed to be softer than the earlier ones. So it's not about that. I think so. The idea of 4 hours wahala. Why will it be wahala? All you need is, even if you stay in one place for 30 minutes before the car moves again in a horrible traffic jam, your leg is not on the clutch. All you need is only that few seconds that you move the vehicle. That's why you move it again until you need to pull your leg, pull it up, press it again. Another thing that could make you uncomfortable to drive manual in a dense traffic place is, how did you adjust your seat? Because I think I've done video on that. People, that's the mistake they make. They drive manual, they adjust their seat the same way they adjust the seat of manual, the car that has manual transmission, the same way they will adjust the one with automatic. It's not. Manual, you have to readjust the seat. Even if the car originally had automatic, you converted it to manual. Change the seating position, readjust it. Because automatic, you are not lifting your left leg. It's only the right one. Do you even lift it? You don't even need lift it, because mostly it's just between the brake and the brake pedal. So you are just shifting it right and left. But the pedal on, you need to raise that one a little bit, press it before you press the clutch. Because Peugeot, this is their design of all their manual cars. If you don't know, let it now. Peugeot design all their manual cars. I'm talking of even as far back as 505. Number one, the clutch pedal will sit up much higher. Then followed by the brake pedal. Brake pedal will be a little bit behind the clutch pedal. Then the accelerator pedal will be now a little bit behind the brake pedal. Or sometimes clutch pedal and the brake, throttle pedal. No, let me repeat it. This is the design, their design since the 70s. I can't remember the 504 on, I think it's the same. Clutch pedal will sit up very high, followed behind by, not directly behind, followed behind by brake pedal. Then the throttle pedal will also be behind the brake pedal. No, the accelerator pedal will be behind this. So it's that way. It's as if it's a step. Or there are some, you see, the clutch pedal will stay high. That's depending on model of Peugeot. It will stay high. Then the brake pedal and the throttle pedal will be on the same line, but behind the clutch pedal. So clutch pedal is always higher. So what that means is, for you to engage it, you have to lift your leg. But for the throttle pedal and the brake pedal, they are always on. Almost, I'm not saying, but so it's almost as if you could say they are on the same level. However, if you look at it very well, you could see that throttle pedal still stays below the brake pedal. So that's why I say, for the brake and the throttle pedal, we should use your right leg to operate. You don't necessarily need to move your leg up. You are just interchanging. Shift it to one side to this side, but the left one, you must pull it up. These are some of the things people don't know. I mean, see, manual is my area of specialty. I'm not saying I'm the best in terms of knowledge acquisition of manual, but after driving for many decades, manual, oh, come on, I've gained a lot of knowledge on manual, specifically Peugeot cars. So I can tell you, it's never an issue. I know people in Lagos that drive manual cars, they never complain. Like I said, deal with your core. If your core start becoming weak, change them and they come back. So, if possible, new ones. Um, is there anything to add? Don't think so. This is Kaiki Daniels. He said, what is the timing belt number? Correcting wrong timing on ES9 AV6 Peugeot engine. I don't remember the timing, but I don't know it offhand. I don't know it offhand. Like, yeah, we have OEM, we have aftermarket, so maybe if I remember, I'll put it on comment section. This is Christopher Aziawa. I have V6 Peugeot and my problem is the automatic transmission gearbox. Is it possible to repair it? Okay, this is about video I did on 607. It didn't state which of the 607. I hope you are referring to 607. But it didn't say whether it's 607 or not, but it said you have a V6. So they also have two different phases. Phase 1, phase 2. They are not the same automatic gearbox. If it's phase 1, if you have a automatic gearbox problem, depending on the nature, if it has to do with oil pump inside the gearbox, if it's Z8, which is ZF4HP20. If your oil pump fails in that gearbox, it's as good as replacing the gearbox. Because getting a good pump may even cost you almost close to buying another gearbox. So, and that gearbox 4HP20 is notorious for that. It's notorious for oil pump failing. If it's the V6Z9, which is AM6, no, the pump, I've never come across or had anyone that failed. Never. Possible, but never come across one. So, yeah, the valve body do give issues sometimes. It's not compared to AL4, no. It's much better. It lasts longer. Can be repaired, but all these things. So, let's assume I have a Z9. Of course, I actually have a Z9 with automatic initially until I converted it to manual, and the gearbox was working perfectly. The car, see, I did the conversion. What mileage was it? 60,000 kilometers mileage. So the gearbox was basically still new. So I want people to understand that I did it anyway because I'm not an automatic person. So, but let's assume, I like the automatic gearbox, and suddenly it started misbehaving. I can actually confidently buy a used valve body because that gearbox is not known for issues like that with their valve body. They do fail just like every other gearbox, but it's not their strong. It's not their weakness. That's one of their weaknesses, strong one. No, it's not. So in that case, I'll bother it. But if it's 4HP20 in Z8 or phase 1607, and actually the problem is oil pump failure, just get another gearbox. Unless you are lucky, you see some buy used one that might actually be good. Okay, this person is speaking language I don't know. Translated. Normally, it could be a good video, but with this artificial AI, the video seems pretty stupid and way too tiring to want to watch it until the end. The person newly purchased 307. Okay. Yeah, there's like 307 I purchased for someone. He said it looks, but with the artificial AI. I don't understand what you mean by artificial AI. Oh, you mean how to change the timing belt? Okay, okay. Maybe what he meant was he preferred to watch AI videos on how to change timing belt and the thermostat housing, stuff like that. Or you find my video boring. At least I made money from you for watching it anyway. So okay, I think I'm going to end it here. Yeah. So I think I'll stop here. So like the video, um, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any comment, question you want to ask, or comment, contribute to some of the things I said in the video, or share your knowledge, yeah, put it on the video section, on every video comment section, my own video comment section. The one, especially the one you want me to respond to, you just want to share, let people know, yeah, you can put it there. I'll make out time, sometimes once or twice a week, sometimes you exceed 1 week, it all depends, so that I'll come respond to it, then may you benefit from it, likewise others. The one side I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. The one side I'll say, okay, it could be this, but I'm not sure. That's how I work, you know. But probably started driving before they gave birth to some of you people watching this video. It is not I'm saying some of these people who are are trying to downplay some of the things I say, or make it so I don't know what I'm talking about. I started driving before they gave birth to some of you. I did not, because what you do, you won't take away from a long driver, an old driving person. Someone have been driving for decades. It's experience. But to make it even more interesting, I also do repairs. I do diagnose and repairs, not just my own car, my other people's car. Even before I started talking too much online, like the other person said, I was repairing other people's cars offline before I came online. So all these things have gained me knowledge, meaning that there are certain things I can tell you and say, yes, this is how it might end up. If you go this route, if you treat your car this way, you might have this issue. Or if this kind of issue, you're having this kind of problem, most likely it could be out of these three things that could be the culprit. The ones I know that, there are so many things could be the culprit, not just one or two, I'll tell you, go and scan the vehicle, have it properly diagnosed. The one I'm not sure that, I actually have a solution or the right answer, as in know exactly what could cause it, I'll tell you, do a proper diagnosis. It may be better rather than doing trial and error. Since I can't tell you categorically what it is, or authoritatively, there are some issues that you can't be able to say is only one thing or three things that can cause it. Because especially if you abuse the engine wiring harness, trust me, whatever you know at that time might not even solve it until you have to physically check the wire. Not even scan. Will tell you. It might give you an idea, but it may not actually tell you where the issue is coming from. So that's how I leave it. Put it there when I have time. If you want private consultation, you can see the conditions on the video description and the comment section. I usually pin on my video so that contact me. I say a condition. It's not for free anyway. We have options there. There's one that is for free, but there are also conditions attached. So I think that basically that's all. So I'll see you in the next video.